diaper.
Oh, Dorothy, that's silly. I bet they have only nice things to say about you.
Rose, I wasn't serious. I know babies can't talk.
Oh, yes, they can. It's just that they're only understood by other babies. And, of course, advanced civilization's far, far away.
Like where?
Rose, this isn't my box. It's my mother's. I was gonna open it, but I can't.
Dorothy, I'm proud of you.
I can't with a bobby pin, maybe with a butter knife.
Rose, you're always better than I do. If you think they're the kind of people who can handle it, I'd prefer to tell them.
Here we are, ice cream clowns with sugar cone hats for everybody.
It'll be our little secret.
Hi, you must be Jean. I'm Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose.
Ice cream clown.
I hate her.
Dorothy.
Ma, I just want to give him a call.
Pussycat, you're out of your league. There are some people you just can't help. It's like the good Lord said. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to
Happy birthday, Dorothy.
I'm sorry I missed that one. I would love to have been there, but I was...
At the home, we know, Ma.
How's the cake coming, Sophia?
Beautiful. I got everything.
Thank you so much for your help, sister.
Go with God.
Sophia, I just don't know. Oh, come on. Dorothy's bank is right over there. She lets me draw on her account. If he's honest enough to put up his money, we should be willing to do the same.
I guess it seems fair. Okay.
Great. Let's go.
Relationships, Dorothy. Human relationships. Remember when that guy asked you to sleep over his house?
Yes?
Well, if that had been a relationship, you would have been called a girlfriend instead of a dog sitter.
Ma, I'm...
Dear Mother, there's a big market for novelties. That plastic dog do we snuck into Charlie Nadel's lunch pail was a scream. I'll bet his Cocker Spaniel will catch hell for that tonight.
Lucky me, I'm married to the old coward of Canarsie.
I just want to pick up a couple extra dollars so we can buy a television set.
Scary campout story.
Ooh, real scary.
You want scared, kid? You keep it up.
My mother's a lawyer. Threaten me again and I'll own your house.
Your father's a doctor, your mother...
That's right, and the town fathers took down his picture. It had always hung in the St. Olaf Auto Shop, right next to Andy Granatelli. My mother used to date him. You know what he has under that trench coat?
A wrench?
That's what Mother called it.
Long talk last night, and I think I know how I want to handle things.
Thank God. For once, you'll keep your mouth shut.
No. If I want things to be okay, I want to get everything off my chest.
Fine. You'll feel better, but mark my words, you'll lose your daughter.
Morning, everyone.
How'd you get in?
I used the key under the mat. Do I smell waffles?
No. Your grief.
I think so. But you know what would make me feel even better than this?
What?
A kiss. A New Year's Eve kiss.
Oh, I don't know.
In memory of my late wife.
When you put it that way,
Although it's not really a prerequisite because I have been known to date a guy on life support. But the trouble with dating a guy on life support is that you always have to go to his place. Every guy has an angle. And that lying, vicious toad of a mother.
Is there a problem?
Oh, not at all. Happy as ever at Happiness House. Aw. Well, I guess we should be going.
Oh, not before I get a picture.
Oh, Rose.
Oh, come on, Dorothy. It's your prom picture. Say cheese. What are you doing, Rose? I'm wrapping Miles' birthday present. I got him a golf club. But don't tell him it's a surprise. Rose,
Rose, honey, you've got to use some imagination. Now, I know what men like for their birthdays. They like a surprise that makes their little
Pepperoni to bring to her family's table. She gets hysterical. She starts to run. She runs through the field, the meadow, over the hill until she comes to a raging river filled with pepperoni swimming upstream.
Pepperoni swimming upstream.
Yeah, I know it's odd. Pepperoni is a land meat.
Anyway, when we finally got to the dance, why, Richard dropped me off, and I turned and ran smack into a man so gorgeous. He made Richard J. Wilde look like a prepubescent choir boy.
George.
No, Ernie Willis. Well, Ernie smiled, and the next thing...
He left office with the highest popularity rating since FDR. He was more popular than Tammy Bacon or Maybelline convention.
I can't believe it. How on earth did he get here?
You know how Alfonso kept talking about his old vaudeville partner? It turns out it was Bob Hope. Isn't that a kick?
Not going.
What do I have to celebrate? That I have a miserable marriage and I'm leaving my husband?
You and Pop had a fight.
You love to show off that college education, don't you?
Okay, why are you mad at Pop?
Because your father is a miserable, no-good, insensitive bum.
I heard that! I'd really like to take you somewhere special. What do you say?
Well, yes, that sounds wonderful.
That's great. I'll call you later, Rose.
Looks like it. Excuse me.
I want to put Dorothy in charge of all the arrangements for the banquet. You won't have to do a thing. That way you have all your time free to devote to the exhibition.
But, Mr. Allen, the banquet, I'd always assumed that I was going to handle it.
Well, you were, Blanche. But that was before we found Dorothy. Tell her I want to see her when she gets...
Sure, you're 5 years older. So am I. So is Blanche. All right, so... You have a few more wrinkles. So do I. So has Blanche. All right, you're a little thicker around the middle. So is Blanche.
They didn't want to make eye contact with anybody going to the 5th floor, the sperm floor.
I think you're overreacting.
Perverts looked at us like we were perverts. I know that look.
I thought it'd be more bank-like.
Make way for the victors.
You won the big game?
No, Rose, we lost, and we all changed our names to Victor. Of course we won. Now it's time for ice cream.
Yeah! Good going, guys.
Things, and to be frank, it sucks. I've missed you, Rose.
Oh, I've missed you too, Miles.
No, Rose. My name is now Samuel. Samuel Plankmaker.
Well, isn't it dangerous for you to be here? I mean, you might have been followed.
Oh, no,
I thought you lost it at a pancake breakfast.
Well, those don't count. I mean, they did at the time, but this is the definitive where I lost my virginity story.
It's really nice of you to share something so personal with us, Blanche. In a bayou. You slut. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. It was Sicily, 1922.
Oh, Ma, I have a problem.
Just sit down and listen. First of all, is everyone who lives in this house here at this very moment?
Yes.
Then for the last time, picture it. Sicily, 1922.
It's so hard to know what to leave here and what to put in storage.
What are you doing, Rose?
Oh, I was just going through the change.
Well, that explains the puffiness.
All right, that's it. I'm sick of this. I am not puffy. And there's no similarity between me and the Pillsbury Dough.
Ma.
Are you talking to me?
Don't even speak to me, Rose. What you did was...
Good. You do have the Studebaker, don't you?
Almost out of gas and ready to go.
My mother found out about this. She would kill me.
Dorothy, I'm getting a feeling that maybe you're ashamed of me.
Oh, Stanley, don't be silly. Get down! Stan, can't you even wait till we get to the car?
To relax and get comfortable. Okay, now where should I begin? Let's see, I think the one thing you need to know is that I'm the one around here with the level head, the real voice of reason. I haven't been this scared since 1952, when St. Olaf's most active volcano threatened to erupt.
Ma, I'm sorry to interrupt this flag-waving psychotic tribute to our country, but I think you need a hearing aid.
Oh, please, I have the hearing of a Springer Spaniel.
Look, Ma, I am concerned. You're my mother. Can't you just check it out, please? You know, you have really ruined Rose's relationship with Miles.
If you could have seen her face when I talked like Charlie, I almost wet myself.
Listen, you vindictive little sea monkey. You are going to...
The spokesmodel category on Star Search. But then again, you work your wonders in mysterious ways. A couple of years ago, on a night like this, I would have frozen to death because I was by myself. Now I have Dorothy and Blanche and Sophia to keep me warm. Not just on a long trip. I remember one time Daddy took the whole family cross-state on our tractor to visit great-grandfather Zigbarton. Great-grandpa Ziggy was a famous inventor. He developed the first, and to my knowledge, the only low-voltage meter that could detect what kind of a center a piece of candy had.
I guess my very favorite Christmas ever was in New York. It was Christmas 1932. You remember, Ma?
Do I remember? No.
Well, my family doesn't stay in touch much during the year, but come Christmas time, we all somehow manage to make it back home.
Ziz, you appear to be in fine physical shape. Do you have any more questions?
Well, of course. Do I have it?
Oh, we'll have the results when you come back in 3 days.
3 days? What are you talking about? I expect when I go to a hospital for an AIDS test to find out.
I'm sorry, I wish it was faster, but it takes us that long to be sure.
Winner-take-all contest where what's on the outside is considered more important than what's on the inside.
Lost the Little Miss St. Olaf pageant, did you?
23 years in a row. Once they picked Eileen.
Rebecca, I've held my tongue for 2 solid weeks, but I cannot any longer. Now, I am your mother, and I cannot let you go out that door without asking you why. Of all the men on God's green earth, have you decided to marry that lump of nothing out there?
You couldn't eat, and without eating, you wouldn't be able to go on a diet, and if you couldn't do that, what will you do for the rest of your life? Was I harsh? Hi, Sophia.
Rose, I was just telling Sophia what a wonderful day we had.
Wonderful, my foot. Blanche, you saw that dolphin all tangled up in that tuna boat's net. Thousands of them die that way each year. We have to do something.
You're absolutely right. From this moment...
Oh, no. I just have something in my eye.
That's dog love in your eyes.
All right, I admit it. I love dogs. It just breaks my heart that dog is gone.
I know. I felt the same way when I dropped him off. That's why I stopped.
My God, what have I done?
Oh, I think it's romantic. It's like something out of a 40s movie. Strong, handsome, daring. And now she's got a man.
Lucas, you cannot do this. What do you two have in common?
Who did Ma always leave in charge?
Me?
Right. And do you know why?
Yeah, because Phil played with matches.
No. Because Ma trusted you with responsibility. In her eyes, I could never be as good as you. Ma looked at you and saw a wonderful future.
I killed her. I might just as well have shot her with a gun.
Honey, the woman was 83. She had a heart attack. It was just a coincidence. Now, you haven't slept for 2 nights. You have to stop torturing yourself.
Yes, you're right.
Well, Rose, honey, you can't sleep again. No. Oh, Rose, you have to put this terrible thing behind.
You are going overboard. Now, I think you need to see someone.
Dorothy, I don't think a date is necessarily the answer.
I meant a psychiatrist, hot pants. Well, now, what do you say, Rose? Come on, honey, we'll all go.
Yours and yours aren't?
Please, Gloria, I'm happy for your children, all except Catherine. No, she really should have taken the nose job instead of the Mustang for graduation.
This reminds me of when we were little, and you used to tell me bedtimes.
The things, too. We console each other, we help each other, we advise each other. And then we talk about sex again.
I am so glad that my date with Barry is tomorrow. The fat won't have time to show.
It won't?
No, it always takes a few days before it shows.
Aye. Ready to go?
Soon as Rose lends me some gloves.
They're in the bottom drawer on the left, under my clarinet.
Be right back.
I'm gonna finish it tonight. I don't care if I never sleep a wink. It's just like giving birth, Rose. Once you get started, you can't stop.
Actually, you can, Blanche.
That happens a lot with people when they retire. Maybe you should talk to them about it.
Maybe you're right.
Hey, everybody, I found the perfect guy to convert the garage. Follow me. Everybody, this is Vincenzo.
Ma, who is Vincenzo?
If he puts you three on the stand, up the river.
Ma, what are you doing up?
I can't sleep. I keep trying to think back on that night at Shady Pines.
And?
And we're out of toilet paper.
You must be Michael's parents. Mama, put your glasses on. Oh, my Lord.
This is mud on our faces. We're not really black.
How you doing up there, Ma?
Fine. Sophia, why don't you want to sit back here with us, honey?
Because after 3 days on the road with you guys, this jackass smells better.
Thank you.
Look at that beautiful sky. That's one of the most wonderful things about being here.
Oh, girls, I'm devastated. Just devastated.
Honey, what happened?
I asked my teacher for help like you all told me to. He said the only way I would get an A on his final is if I sleep with him.
No.
Oh, yes. I just don't know what to do.
Get it in writing.
Tired to talk. Not that they would have listened. They were too busy sniffing the whiteout they'd stolen from typing class. I had to excuse them early. I mean, I just cannot get rid of this flu. And it keeps getting worse, not better.
But it's been months now.
You're not old. You're not ill. You're no slave to fashion. Why are you taking this food?
Well, I'm hungry. And I'm on the list. Now, who do you think you are?
Sergeant Spornak, food police. Now, look, I don't want any trouble. Just hand over that turkey loaf.
No, you can't. I need...
But that was a French maid's uniform.
Mrs. Devereaux, you must leave this house at once. It's possessed by an evil spirit.
Actually, it's possessed by Miami Federal. And at 7%, you couldn't blast me out of here. Yes?
Are you Blanche Devereaux?
Well, yes, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm
Dorothy, I hesitate to say this, but something in Frank's eyes says to me he thinks of you as more than just a friend.
Blanche, the man is a priest.
The man's a man.
I'm not going to listen to this.
Listen, I know what I'm talking about because I was in a very similar situation once, and he was a man of the cloth. Oh, totally dedicated to his...
Expensive restaurant. And I went to the powder room, and when I returned to the table, there was an open bottle of Dom Perignon and 2 filled glasses. And We clinked the glasses in a toast, and Stan gave me a coy smile, and I winked at him, and then I just...
Sure, we can have some lemon chicken and smoked ham. It's all prepared.
Well, let's just start with appetizers.
That's fine.
Yeah, how about smoked oysters?
Oh, good. Oh, you'll never guess what I found.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Pepperoni.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell Mom.
Thank goodness. Everything's all right.
No, except for what I have to tell you.
Oh, it wasn't about the dress?
It was about Rose and Buddy. That business of giving him money has been bothering me, so I decided to do some checking. Yes, I think I'm doing the right thing. Please leave.
Now, remember that.
If it's any consolation, Dorothy, I think what there was of your wedding was very beautiful. And the album won't be as bad as you think. I mean, the photographer got some great shots of your friends leaving with...
We are never going to speak to you again.
Right!
Gotcha.
Very, very convincing, Black.
Well, I can't take all the credit. I didn't have...
Oh, I didn't set it up. You see, we're serving Cornish game hen.
Oh, well, now that you've explained it. But this still doesn't say anything about Jerry.
I know, but I've drawn a blank. I even called his brother. They haven't spoken since Jerry was arrested for public nudity.
Thinking of how Ma's been hoarding all those checks from Phil and Gloria while I've had to go without.
Well, now, Dorothy, you really can't blame Sophia for your sex life.
That's not what I'm talking about. But since you brought it up, yes, I can.
Hands together. Save us and you won't have bad dreams. Clap, you miserable...
Come on, honey, let's get it over with.
What about their bad dreams?
Let's go, come on.
Fine, but I just want you all to know there are monsters living under all your beds.
Well, I've decided I've been acting foolish about this whole thing. I guess I still look pretty good.
Pretty good. You look terrific.
I know. I also decided to try and be a bit more modest, but in this case, that's like lying, which is worse. So you're right, I do look terrific.
Oh, well, thank goodness that's over with.
Veal in the cafeteria.
Dorothy, you can't find a job and you need the money. Besides, it might be fun working together. Well, nothing. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to set up an interview with Mr. Allen tomorrow.
What was that?
Rose brought a dog home from the supermarket.
What, cook?
What's to talk about? Your mother's a stubborn old goat who apparently pays $1.50 to have her hair done.
What is going on between you two?
I don't want to talk about it.
Now, look, I have spent weeks working on this surprise only to have it blow up in my face. Now, don't you think that I at least...
Natural.
As natural as a man can look, wearing a black teddy.
It's a beautiful teddy. I think more men should be buried in teddies.
How to tie a square knot.
Well, I am glad somebody taught you how to do this.
I just love to watch you two kiss. The last picture was a little blurry. It was hard to tell who was who. No offense, Pussycat.
Pussycat, huh? Nobody's called me that since the...
Not where you parked it
I'm
again.
telling you, it's been stolen. I'm going to call the cops.
Hold it, Rose. Don't call the police.
How come?
Because they told you never to call again. Call the neighborhood patrol. If it actually was stolen, one of their cars will probably spot it.
The phone book is missing.
The car's missing? The phone? Hear more about this mix-up.
I don't know what you're talking about. Night.
happened?
Gee, and everything was going so well up until now.
Look at these programs. Bob Hope's name is still on them.
How did that happen? Who's in charge of the programs?
I forgot.
Oh.
I guess I figured he was gonna come.
We have to make an announcement and refund everybody's money.
Oh, and I guess now's as good a time as any. He didn't have the wisdom to know that family members shouldn't allow themselves to grow apart. Because when this day comes, they can no longer tell each other how they care. If he'd had that wisdom, he could have shared it with me, and I would have...
You're right. There's an icicle forming on the nose of my bunny slippers. Oh, ow. Oh. There, that's not so bad.
Get your bunny nose out of my butt. Cass has always been a man there to catch it.
Oh. Blanche, you're being ridiculous. You are as attractive and desirable as you always were. But a lot of men can be frightened by that. They don't know if they can handle that much woman. So every once in a while, this will happen. Now, Blanche, it takes us in this afternoon.
Pardon me?
Now, that's just a little joke to ease the tension of the moment.
Right. I tried to think of something funny to say this afternoon when Art walked in on us. But standing there in my shorts, nothing came to mind.
Last week I left him a stool sample. If I can talk to him about that, you can tell him your own.
Leonard, help me out here. Where on that diet
What is 8 times 6? Okay, now that we have a few minutes. I think Rose made 2 very good points. 1, not all psychotics are dangerous. And 2, honey, you have to let go.
Well, tomorrow's the big day. Are you excited?
Rose. He's having a bypass, not going off to college. We know you're going to be just fine.
Here, I brought you some clean towels.
Babe, you are a remarkable woman.
I said towels, Steph.
See, who's buying?
Pulse or pressure?
Pressure.
140/80.
130/80.
120/70. Your treat, Esther. And I'd stay away from the sausage if I were you.
Sophia, would you like to come to my art class today?
Did you talk Murray Shimowitz into posing naked yet?
I want you to meet my husband, Jack.
You didn't tell me you had such a handsome husband.
Didn't tell you he was rich either.
Oh, that's my Trudy. Oh, you haven't lost your sense of humor or those pesky 10 pounds.
Mrs. Petrillo, is that you?
No, it's Jane Fonda.
I like you very much, Rose. You know, you're very special. I'm just lucky to be smart enough to see it. You know, life's a ballroom.
In a minute. I gotta finish this article. I love these military guys. First, they fly this top-secret bomber jet way off course. Next, they start denying it ever happened. Like nobody ever saw it flying over downtown Miami.
Rose.
Never heard of that before, but it's marvelous.
No.
Oh, you just throw together some ground pork and cabbage.
Cabbage she serves me. In 10 minutes, I could be skywriting.
Excuse me, you guys got any extra shaving cream?
Sure. This is so weird. I've never been in a men's locker room before.
Neither have I. Thanks, girls, for coming down and helping out.
Oh,
it was
thank you for
wonderful.
having us,
I'm glad you
Rose.
asked. And hey, Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Do we not die?
absolutely brilliant. That was the finest audition for the acting school that we've seen all week. Congratulations.
I'm so glad Pepe has the opportunity to be an actor.
Why? When was the last time?
Snookums, could I see you in the living room?
Sure.
What the hell is wrong with you? Are you out of your mind?
Dorothy, just hear me out. The last 2 days, you and me being here brought back a lot of good memories. Last night, when you and I were in bed together, I felt something.
That was my mother's knee.
Tried to pee on me.
Aunt Angela, I'd like you to meet my dear friend Blanche. Blanche, this is my Aunt Angela.
Pleasure to meet you, Angela. Dorothy, shall I get Angela's luggage?
She doesn't have any luggage.
No, I never travel with luggage. Ever since the time I found a dead man in my suitcase.
You found a
So sad.
Well, I'm all set. What's with Satan's secretary?
Sophia, I believe Phil would have liked this dress.
Liked it. He would have looked great in it. Dorothy, I never understood why your brother liked to wear women's clothes, unless he was queer.
Sophia, people don't say quitting. Have you ever been a fruit before?
No, but having been in the musical theater for 30 years, I've had my share of offers. Well, it was a delight meeting all of you.
Oh, Mr. Vaughn, don't forget, casting is tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to it. I trust that all of you will be reading for the part of my leading lady.
Nobody would notice.
Come on now, Ma, what's really going on? You don't usually eat pasta for breakfast.
I'm carbohydrate loading. I signed up for the charity walkathon.
Oh, Ma, are you nuts? I mean, this is for people who walk a lot.
So what do? Hover? Hey. Move it along, would you, Itzhak? We're trying to have a conversation here.
May I get you something from the bar?
Yes, bring me a bottle of scotch.
Raymond, we still have to get through.
I'm so sorry.
It's Coca-Cola, no? No need to apologize. In Moscow, I stand in line 6 hours.
I'll load up now and keep them for stocking stuffers.
This is terrible.
Trick move from your checkers by mail partner?
No, it's from the company Charlie worked for. They've gone bankrupt, and so is their pension fund. I'm not going to be getting pension.
Of course, I lost my mama's jewels because of somebody else's energy.
I got no energy. I'm going to sleep.
Blanche, come on, don't be absurd. Look, we were robbed, and now it's over. It has nothing to do with energy. It has nothing to do with being single. It has to do with a lousy lock on a sliding door and...
Oh, you can't sleep either.
No. Want some tea?
Oh, please.
Watch what you're grabbing. I got a specimen in...
Of course, if they happen to get married, I will shout from every rooftop in Miami, my son-in-law's a doctor! Oh, baby! Oh, it is so good to see you! Oh, look, everybody, look who's here.
You look glorious. Just...
Told me that Jackie makes you look like a chicken.
I know, but with your nose, you could pull it off.
Girls, you'll never believe what happened. I got a response from my personal ad.
You're kidding.
Right. And it's just the sweetest letter. He apologizes for waiting so long to respond. He says he's
drop dead.
Blanche, whatever happened to getting beyond your ego?
My ego has nothing to do with it. These drawings are brilliant.
Blanche, I have lived with these characters all my life, and I'm the one to determine if your drawings are brilliant, and that one needs work.
What's wrong with it?
Well, you forgot Melvin, the loneliest sea otter. Going on, I thought you were going to loosen up. I mean, you've always been frugal, but lately it's gotten out of hand.
I don't know. I guess it all started about a month ago when I went to see my doctor.
Oh, my God, Miles, is something wrong?
Yes. He said I'm probably going to live to be 100.
Rose, I'm only budgeting.
Try to pretend you don't notice his hands caressing your calf as he tries to keep his mind on shoes, but all the time he's thinking, dare I peek? Dare I look more? Dare I look where no eyes have looked before?
Art can be appreciated by humanity. Dorothy, you're here as a substitute teacher to educate our youth. And Rose, you're here because the rhythm method was very popular in the 20s. Okay? I'm going to the movies. Goodbye.
Oh, Blanche, you've done enough. I'll get it.
I'll help you. What a delightful man. You know, he has the most positive attitude of anyone I have ever met.
And he's wearing the cutest little gray suit I think I've ever seen.
I always am. Still, she must be worried by now.
Rose, my daughter's dead. She passed away some time ago. I go to the cemetery on Mother's Day. It was always such a special day for the two of us. I like to pretend it's still.
Sprinklers, and you found them on the lawn.
That's not bad.
Rose.
Well, I've never had to do this before. Tell a wife that her husband's been cheating on her with me. That's the hardest thing ever to have to tell anybody.
Oh, no, it's not. How about having to tell a
weekly lottery tickets?
Oh, girls, it's been such a glorious day. All afternoon I was in the mood for leather, and I finally found exactly what I wanted.
Oh, fine, Blanche. Just make sure his motorcycle doesn't block the driveway.
Can we save the chit-chat for later? If we hit the jackpot, I want to live long enough to spend it.
What jackpot?
Their sexual habits.
What's the other theory?
Men are scum.
Okay, girls, I'm ready. Unfortunately, when he got to Duluth, he took a left instead of a right, and he wound up back in St. Olaf. That's how he got his nickname, Wrong Way Geflückenflanken.
Rose, how is this a story about faith?
Well, when he got back, it was the dead of winter. Tired
And do you see how I convey humor with my cycle of blues and grays?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You're idiots. The only humor here is my own. It's your great stupidity. This picture no more echoes money than any of you echo.
Unfortunately, when he got to Duluth, he took a left instead of a right, and he wound up back in St. Olaf. That's how he got his nickname, Wrong Way Geflückenflanken.
Rose, how is this a story about faith?
Well, when he got back, it was the dead of winter. Tired and Blanche.
Oh. Rose, I have a confession to make. When I said that I thought babies shouldn't go back to the farm, I wasn't thinking of him. I was thinking of myself. I was acting out of greed. I wanted the money.
Dorothy, I am shocked.
The only way to prevent the eruption was for me to crawl through their legs up the volcano while they gave me my birthday wax. Well, and you're not going to believe this. It turns out they weren't Druid priests at all. Just a bunch of Shriners looking for a good time.
I'm so happy and so sad. Kind of a happy sad.
Speaking of sad,
Shut
Blanche.
up, Rose.
She's crying already. What's the difference?
Rose, pick that up.
I just can't believe it.
So they sent me a letter. The money was gone. I asked for some help. They gave me some phone numbers.
The streets were cold in Minnesota. It took me nearly 3 months.
How do you know?
Because it runs in the family.
Well, I guess I'll be going too. You know, Dorothy, out on the lanai out there, it was like old times. You and me, the team, united, partners. Felt pretty good, didn't it?
We can't go through an entire dinner holding these hearts in front of us.
Dorothy's right. How will we cut our meat?
Look, either we do this or we don't do it. Now, what's it gonna be?
We go at the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2.
Every day this week with a variety of homemade Danish, begging her to listen to reason. Well, she didn't want the apricot and she didn't want the cheese, but today the prunes seemed to do the trick.
Always does for me.
Anyway, after she snarfed down 2 of them, she said she'd save the tree.
Speak of the devil, here comes the miserable old.
It's okay, fella. Well, I don't mind if I do. Nice place you got here. Well, thank you. Can I offer you something? Coffee, tea, scraps from last night's dinner?
Oh, you're pulling my tail.
Aren't you a little old for imaginary friends?
Oh, because of your charm and your wit and your zest for life. I mean, you can have the operation or not. Men won't care one bit about your breasts.
Really, Rose?
Not with me around.
Oh, hi, girls. Did you all find Lillian?
You bet we did. And that's...
Good night.
Ma, I am not gay. I just wanted to get your reaction.
I'll tell you the truth, Dorothy. If one of my kids was gay, I wouldn't love him one bit less. I would wish him all the happiness in the world.
It's because you're the greatest mother in the world. Please, sorry for this mix-up. Goodbye. Oh, my God, I don't believe this. I'm gonna call the cops if you don't get out of here right away, you pervert.
Hi, Father Rossi. Here's the canned goods for the needy.
Oh, no. Ma, that is not funny.
Are you kidding? It's a riot. I pulled once on old man Peterson after we saw Psycho at the home. They had said he would never walk again.
Bets?
No, she rides. She's a dog jockey. Let's go.
Well, if you're as friendly as your skies are, I'd sure love to get together sometime. All right. Bye. I have a flight to Atlanta first thing tomorrow morning.
Blanche, honey, are you sure that you...
Dorothy, I was thinking of a permanent arrangement.
What do you mean?
I want Ma to come live with me. So I asked her to, and she said yes.
And then when he asks you who does good body work, you give him your phone number.
And this really works?
Well, not this time. I had this really cute guy in a Jag lined up when this dork in a duster cut in front of me. And I nicked him in...
I better be going, and if you decide to go ahead with it, I'll see you in Atlanta in a few days.
Are you scared?
Terrified.
I guess anybody would be.
I guess. Blanche?
I ran into this man at the produce counter, and he asked me to play tennis with him tonight, but I forgot that Big Daddy's baby brother, my dearest and nearest relative, is flying in at 7. This is such a dilemma. Whatever am I going to do?
Blanche, it doesn't sound like a dilemma at all.
You know, Rose, you're right. Family you can see anytime, but a one-night stand...
Your brother Phil, God rest his brain, gives the worst presents in the world. What kind of gift is dental floss?
Well, it's waxed and mint flavored.
Here, go floss yourself.
Other living things.
Oh, Rose, I don't think a guy who drives around with a fiberglass termite on the roof of his van ponders many deep questions.
Blanche, what's the matter?
Oh, girls, I'm just in ecstasy. My body is tingling all over. You will never guess what just happened.
We know what happened. Let us guess what part.
They caught him on a billboard, spray painting something obscene on Spuds MacKenzie.
The dog they use in those ads is really a female. Rocco was just making Spuds anatomically correct.
Ma, I'm telling you, the man is bad news. He has no...
To the funeral parlor. Perks, he called them. That's the stock you come from.
I come from grave robbers?
Grave robber, entrepreneur, potato. He had a family to feed. I hated that cow.
My name's Biff. I'm a drifter. My story isn't a pretty one, but it's one that needs to be told. It was 1950...
To a man. Hey, it's not like the guys in my family never kissed a man. Of course, that was business. Although there was that one hitman who always had to have a flower in his lapel and would hold the kiss of death a little longer than he had to. Oh, look, I can accept the fact...
What is it this time, Stanley? Whoopee cushions for the hearing impaired?
It's not a novelty, it's a Zborny.
What's a Zborny?
I put up with it for 38 years, Rose. You don't want to know.
It's not that, Dorothy. I just used the same name.
A jerk.
Thanks, Ma. Thanks. That really makes me feel a lot better.
Don't get smart with your mother. Listen, Dorothy, I love you dearly, but you're not the first woman to be dumped by her husband.
Oh, Ma, it's not what he did. I mean, I've learned to live with that. It's the way he did it. The least he could have done was... You don't have to do that,
Oh, I
Rose.
want to, and I'll bring you some cookies, and I'll move the TV into your room.
You really don't have to bother.
Oh, it's no bother.
Thanks.
You heard her, Blanche. Get cracking.
Which one of these necklaces do you think looks better with this dress, this gold chain, or the pearls?
They both look nice, Blanche.
I'm just not sure about the pearls. Do you think pearls nestled in the ample cleavage revealed by my clinging low-cut gown somehow might suggest I'm nothing but a cheap, easy, good time?
They might.
Well, that settles it. Pearls it is.
No, wait. Those were the bathrooms at St. Olaf's Only Italian Restaurant.
Hold it, Dorothy. Not stay for dinner, not stay for the sauce, miss the whole festival. Where's your sense of family? Where's your sense of tradition?
Ma, it's just that I want to be around my intellectual peers.
Miami, you've got style. Blue sky, sunshine, white sand by the mile. There's ball clubs and nightclubs, all within reach. Dance the samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Each view is a
Hemp that you and Stan were in bed together. Isn't that silly? Oh, I mean, my loving sister and the man I despise most. Oh, God, the nightmare continues.
Murray Gutman?
Oh, maybe we can get him to turn his jacket inside out. I'm sure the lining isn't as loud.
His tuxedo has nothing to do with it.
I don't understand.
He can't come to the club.
Why not?
Gutman.
What are you talking about?
Gutman. He's Jewish, isn't he?
You ran a club. Yeah, a bunch of us get together and send our pictures into Willard Scott with a note saying we're 100.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
You got a better way to get on the Today Show? Will you take it inside, Rose? This isn't the French Quarter.
Right now, he happens to be tearing off another guy's arm and hitting him with it, but you do see my point.
I don't want to go back, Teach.
I know you don't. And I don't want you to go either. I wish I could say that you won't have to go back, but I can't. The only thing I can promise you, though, is that running away...
Elmer Fudd was chasing Bugs, and he stuck his gun down a hole in the ground that Bugs had painted.
Excuse me, Rose Blanche. Could I see the rule book? Thank you.
What say we call it a night?
There's ball clubs and nightclubs, all within reach. Dance the samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Each view is a postcard, each day a great time. The cream of the crop, it's the top of the line. Miami, Miami.
Congratulations, Madam President.
Blanche, why did you say that? You didn't really sleep with Elvis Presley.
Dorothy, back where I come from, there were a lot of hillbilly boys with mutton chop sideburns named Elvis. The light was bad in the bayou. It could have happened.
Blanche, you never slept with Elvis Presley.
Good morning, Dorothy.
Don't start, Rose, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. That good morning crack was way out of line.
Oh, no, it's me. I was up all night.
Let's be fair. It could have happened to any one of you.
Rose, Lily can't go on like this. You have to do something.
Well, I think you girls are overreacting. I mean, it was just a little grease fire. No harm done.
This time? What?
Oh, the honeymoon is over. We're back.
Don't let Ma know I have been smoking. She will kill me. Ma!
Dorothy!
What was that for?
You've been smoking.
I have not.
Then you've been smoking.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'd like to report a robbery.
But that wasn't a scheme, Sophia. That was a legitimate business.
And we lost our shirts. That's the beauty of this water thing. You can't lose. It's a ripoff, pure and simple.
Because Blanche is going to sell the house and we can't live together?
No, I'm upset because Joe Piscopo didn't get the lead role in Rain Man. Oh, of course I'm upset about the house. Ma, it's 2 a.m. Where have you been?
I stuffed pillows under the sheets so I could fool you during bed check. What is this?
It's a St. Olaf snowball.
Rose, there's nothing in there but snow.
That's what St. Olaf looks like in winter. Who's for some fresh-baked Christmas cookies?
Rose, why are the Christmas cookies in the shape of American flags and Liberty Bells? Stanley?
Yeah.
I forgot to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Some Christmas.
Oh, come on, Stanley. You're the most fortunate person here.
Big deal.
Stanley, you've always been able to turn bad holidays around. Do you remember?
Stomp grapes. And Bruno makes a killing selling orthopedic sandals.
Now, don't tell me he went to America and changed his name to Dr. Scholl.
No. Actually, he developed a foot fetish and suffocated when he shoved his head in a lady's rubber boot.
Pretend. We were having lunch at Fairview Gardens. Well, Floyd McCallum walked in with another woman. So I pretended Sven was my boyfriend just to make Floyd jealous.
Did you explain any of this to Sven?
Well, I assumed he knew.
Blanche, how could you assume anything? The man offered to kill dinner for us last night.
Dorothy, she could take shorthand. And I did have an affair with her.
I am shocked. That airhead could take shorthand.
Look, Dorothy, tomorrow I am checking into the hospital and I may never come out. And if that's the case...
that led to the pilot?
Tony and I had taken a meeting with another writer on another concept altogether, which we thought was terrific, and they didn't. And they being more on Littlefield.
Sweet. Oh, even in the bedroom, he's just, well, he's really brought new meaning to the word solicitous.
What was the old meaning again?
Pardon? You stop that.
You know something? I am having a real problem with your attitude.
Oh, really? Well, you can all just kiss my attitude.
Well, you wouldn't let me get the melon ball, so I improvised.
There we go. Oh, girls. We just went to Doug Kirkpatrick's wake. It was the greatest.
I can't remember when I had so much fun. Those Irishmen, they even laid out Doug's body in the living room.
Oh, that sounds morbid.
I didn't have a problem with it till one of the relatives.
Dorothy. I don't know if you'll recognize him without his leather apron, but this is Errol.
Now, come on, let's take your things inside.
You know, Dorothy, I just thought of something. Lorraine's family's gonna be black too, aren't they?
Yes, Rose. You know, you could probably make them feel welcome if you do your version of that dance that the Huxtables do, the beginning of the Cosby.
An Olaf story? Now, what's wrong?
Well, I just don't think it was right of Ma to hire that matchmaker behind my back. Now, why does she always meddle in my life?
Well, Dorothy, you know, I recently read about a man in Paris, France, named Freudenstock.
Rose, I told you I would pick up the cake.
Oh, I know, but back where I come from, most people won't eat store-bought.
Rose, where you come from, most people live in windmills and make love to polka music.
Stop it, Dorothy. You're making me homesick.
Yeah, the ladies are out of the house. The transmitter's working perfectly. I hear everything clear as a bell.
They really did it. I can't believe it. You know, I got to tell you, Bobby, I had big doubts about this one.
Oh, and I didn't dare look at you because I thought it was...
Congratulations, ladies. You did a great job.
It's really working.
Bobby, give her the phones. Let her hear.
Oh, I hate to say this, but it was almost...
What do you say?
No.
Okay, make it 100, but no monthly report.
Goodbye, Stanley.
Well, why don't I just wait outside, give you a few minutes to think this over?
Fine, fine. Still here in the morning. Let's give him coffee, okay?
It's a nightmare. We've been visited by the Yuts of Christmas past. Right. It's steady work. They supply the uniform, and you're married to God. At least he's home every night.
Dorothy, maybe it's time you reconsidered working at the museum with me.
Honey, come on. We've had that conversation. The only thing I know about museums is that you shouldn't eat the...
I guess that's what Christmas is all about. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it.
I guess we all are.
Hey, maybe we ought to get some rest. You know, we have a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Don't forget, I have to work in the morning, and you girls are going to have to pick me up on the way to the airport.
Oh, no problem, honey.
Coming to bed, Ma?
I thought...
David Brittingham?
What happened to him?
God told David to drive into a wall at 80 miles an hour.
What are you doing?
Dorothy's going through her high school yearbook to see who all's dead.
That's my pussycat. Fun, fun, fun.
Ma, do you remember Helen Colquist?
Was she that tremendous...
You, Dorothy? You were afraid of something big old strong strapping thing like you?
Who am I, Joe Frazier? I had a fear of flying, Rose, and then my sister Gloria got married in California. Of course, I had to go. So I got myself some therapy.
We
will.
Fine.
Fine! Oh, that jerk! Trying to intimidate us. Just who does he think he is? What is it, mouth?
Back home, most people start off with how do.
Wear lamb chops again, didn't you?
It's not like they slow her down.
Listen, have you seen my mother?
No.
I can't find her. She's gone. I ducked my head in her bedroom. She's not there. That's it. She never does what I tell her to do. It doesn't take a genius to figure out where she is.
I know.
I'm suddenly so hungry, I think I'll get something to eat.
Boy, that was a close call.
If I have to listen to one more story about the colorful people from St. Olaf, I think I'll explode.
Ernest T. Minky was St. Olaf's librarian.
Kaboom!
He was also our town's only dentist. He had his office right in the library.
Kurloff, Tampa Bay Bucks, New Year's Eve. We were at the Holiday Inn near the airport.
The complete question is, wore pantyhose in a magazine advertisement.
Well, how the hell would I know? If I want to see a man in pantyhose, I don't have to go out and buy a magazine. Girls, we don't want to be overeager.
No, let's be very cool and laid back. We don't want to do anything to heat up the bidding.
Who will open the bidding at 5,000?
5,000. One of us at a time.
I have 5,000. Do I have 6,000? 6. Who'll give me...
I'm thinking there are other qualities I wish to capture.
Like what?
Innocence, wholesomeness, naivety. I see a woman with a fuller figure, wider hips, wider eyes. Rose.
Oh, Ma, we can't afford that.
That's the thing. The classifieds are filled with ads from people who couldn't find a hotel room this weekend and want to rent a room any place they can.
I'm not opening my home to boarders. Oh, they usually just turn out to be low-life trash who'll make a mess, and half the time you can't get your money from them.
If you added up all the times that we did what he is doing right now, Blanche still should have been home 15 minutes ago.
Where are you going?
To either get ice cream or commit a felony. I'll decide in the car.
No, I left an hour ago. What does it look like?
Look, can't the two of you at least say goodbye like civilized human beings? All right, that's it. I give up. I give up. Ma, goodbye. Angela, let's go. No, wait. I have something I want to say. When I was a little girl, there were two people.
Found you some real good pizza like you used to get in Sicily.
Boy, do you stink.
Dorothy, relax. Just try and be yourself.
Sorry.
I know you can do this.
Sorry, I'll get it this time.
All right, here.
Ferguson has canceled, and we don't have an MC for the show.
Yeah, well, I heard that you've been sleeping with a Japanese guy who blows the leaves out of your driveway. It so happens Dorothy is doing a terrific job. Matter of fact, she's in the middle of negotiation. Neither rain nor sleet nor dark of night shall keepeth us from our appointed rounds. Amen. I can see you are a non-believer.
I think it's nice that you're trying to quote the Bible.